It's the last days of the year in the faculty. The teacher candidates are reflecting on their year, their faculty, professors, and each other.
And become more professional and more of a teacher, and I really kind of hesitated against that.
I really didn't know much at all, and now I feel very grounded in my knowledge about pedagogical things in general.
I've changed for the better. I have. I feel like I've grown as a person.
I learned to make my own fun. You can only have so much fun as you make in your classes.
So being here has totally affirmed how much I love education and how invested I am in being part of education.
I feel like my thinking has changed a little bit. Like I can tell when, especially in assessment practices, I can evaluate it and say, oh, that's not right, or I've learned to develop opinions.
I'm more open to like different teaching styles and different people. Like there's not like, I came in like with this idea of like what a good teacher is, and now I have more ideas of what good teachers are.
I feel a lot more confident seeing how other people teach in some of my presentations within the class. And I feel like I have a lot more to offer than what I normally give myself credit for. And it is important for me, I guess, in my future career to remember that.
I think I've come out all right. Like I've been able to, get my butt into gear and do everything I need to do and kind of soak in everything and just let the experience do its thing.
I feel like I've grown for sure in a lot of ways, but I feel more prepared, I guess I could say. I did feel prepared in the beginning. I feel more prepared, and I just feel ready to teach.
I feel more secure about my abilities, about what I like to learn and what I don't like. And I definitely feel like I've gotten older since I've gotten here.
It's like I've gotten into a cab, I've told the driver where I want to go, and they just take whatever route they want to go to. And you're going to get there at the end, but you have no idea what route he's taking.
I had a lot of questions about, oh, should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? And in the end, at Teachers College, I didn't find the set, this is what you should be doing. But I found a lot of ideas and realized in the end, of course, it's experience that really takes you the furthest.
So I can see where people are coming from when they say Teachers College is not what they expected it to be. It seems so idealistic, but in the real world doesn't really apply. But I don't know. I think they should have honestly seen it coming, and I'm not really that surprised in that regard. But honestly, have your own fun, and it's Teachers College shouldn't be too that bad.
I had this professor. We had to write these philosophy of education. I really poured my heart into it, and I got back and I got like a superb mark. But the part that really actually affected me was just the comments after about how forward-thinking it was, and at the end it just said, if you do nothing, just keep writing. And I didn't realize that I was a talented writer.
One teacher that I've learned to really truly appreciate, my social studies professor, spent countless times in leading me and guiding me and giving me resources that I need. When you have a teacher that cares as much as she does, it really reflects in the school. And the school is very, very lucky to have someone who's so dedicated and ensuring that every single teacher, regardless of where they come from, regardless of the background, matters. And that's one of the skills I hope to instill in my students, is that each and every single one of them matter.
So I wanted to share not the professor's name, because I don't think that's important, but an individual here at the faculty who has helped me realize certain things about myself. And he said to me, the one thing that I wasn't doing because of my personal circumstances, that I wasn't giving myself enough of a break. And he said that we had to sign a contract and that I was to email him every day, which I haven't emailed him every day, but to tell him what I was going to do the next day for myself. And that person has really helped me realize that while this is important, taking care of ourselves is also really important here, because if we don't, then we're not going to succeed. and we're not going to feel good.
I mean, yeah, the one that you're talking about, I love. I haven't had any personal conversations with that teacher, but I feel like he's very spot on, and I really admire and appreciate his teachings and everything that he believes in. I haven't really had an encounter with a prof. Really, I mean, I haven't really talked one-on-one to a lot of the teachers here.
And so now I'm applying to 2 different programs, one in education on multilingualism and multiliteracies, and another at another school, but for mathematics. People have to suck up the fact that they have to put in some grunt work. You can't just expect, ooh, 50 grand, you know, this doesn't happen. You need to put in some grunt work here and there and get some slag work done, get some coffee delivered, photocopy some stuff, and then work your way up. That's just reality of life. You can't just expect that you're going to have stuff handed to you.
Plan A is going back to where I was before in the Dominican, and it was at an elementary school. And Teachers College here, I was preparing to teach high school. That was my plan, but that position is still available, and they called and or emailed and asked if I was willing to come back, and so that's a sure plan that I can hop into.
I've been thinking a lot about my future and applying for graduate school and studying in the future and doing research. So I applied for my master's here, my master's in education, and I want to focus on mental health. So I've already been lucky enough to get a very good professor, a very good dean to be my supervisor. So in the future, I see myself studying towards my master's, hopefully working as well, because I love teaching and I want to be in a classroom. And eventually, I see myself continuing my education, so as a PhD student.
I was invited to write an exam for the French Public Board, and based on the results, we were going to be called for an interview. So the results were good, and I have an interview.
I'm not incredibly confident about getting a job teaching children because of the changes that the government have put through this year, and just the competition, the number of teachers that are out there, and I'm confident that I would be a wonderful teacher. I'm not sure how much luck factors in to me actually getting a job. So I'm applying to different kinds of educational institutions like colleges. I'm applying to recruitment and leadership and development in colleges and in private companies, and still doing education just in a different way than maybe I thought when I first came in here. And it makes me sad because I would love to work with children, but the pragmatics of needing to make money kind of put some limitations on me. So
I'm in a lot of debt. I've been working during summers to help finance my education, but it's obviously never enough. So just the whole idea of, just the whole fact that I'm borrowing money and that I'm digging myself into more and more debt makes me a little bit, it just kind of slows me down, because I know that wherever I want to go, or whatever I want to do, I have to make sure that I'm being responsible, being financially responsible. And
to me, I already owe basically a yearly wage, a yearly salary, and because I have 2 bachelors, and now I'm doing my BEd and planning to go to grad school, and just like, for me to think about it, it's like, well, if I want to do what I want to do, then I can't have that kind of weigh me down. It's like, if I want to do more, then I can't be thinking about debt. They're mutually exclusive. You can't think about one and think about the other. It doesn't work unless you're filthy, filthy rich.
I spent a lot of time with Lisa. She studied with me a bunch and kind of hung at each other's houses and did some cooking, and I really got to know her actually really well, and know her family and whatnot.
RASHAAD and GERRAD are great. They're both really, they're going to be great teachers. I can tell they're both passionate.
KENDRA has this personality about her. When I picture a good teacher, I picture the teachers that I remember well and all that. I picture, like, I could put KENDRA right in their spots and nothing would change.
And Catherine's actually probably the one that I'm the closest with. Her and I have shared a lot this time. She's been a good support network when things got tough, and she's always a good person to rely on. I absolutely love her.
I like Kendra because for her motivation. She's always inquisitive, always willing to learn, and always willing to, the energy she brings, when you're energetic and when you're enthusiastic about something, it's easy to portray it and bring it back to everyone else.
I think I would also like to talk about Larry, who at first I wasn't too sure because we seem to have really different personalities, and I appreciate his sense of humor. Sometimes he's a little blunt, but I feel like he's very honest, which is a good thing. And even if he decides that he never wants to become a classroom teacher, I think that his abilities to communicate well and the fact that he's very intelligent will bring him very far in life.
When you say good guy, like that's Jared right there. That's the guy you picture in your head. You know, the way he acts, the way he talks, the way he's a friend. Like the man's busy. The man's got all kinds of things going on. He's got he's in a play. He's in doing all this work, and he still manages to make a social life. Still manages to like always take your view into account. Always ask you what's going on.
So the first person that comes to mind is AMANI. She's one of the most intelligent and thoughtful people that I've met. And I met her, I have a tutorial with her, and then also through this documentary experience. And we've had some excellent conversations about teaching and about like from a philosophical kind of level about what teachers should do and what we should be concerned with and the responsibilities that we have for our students and as educators. And I have buckets of respect for AMANI and how she approaches her profession. And
Kendra and I, we have a mutual friend. One of my best friends from high school knows her, and so you know, my friend was like, hey, you should meet this person, and I have a bunch of classes with her, and so it's just we kind of got off on a really good foot right away, and I would think she was my friend.
John's got the experience, understanding more of the world than I do, perhaps, and he really cares about, students.
Lisa is one of the most amazing people I've met in the faculty. She's so, I don't know how she does everything she does, how well she does it. But and not only that, a lot of people who are busy and doing all these things at once, she's got so much going on, but a lot of times those people, they might get grumpy or touchy or all that kind of stuff, but she's always happy and always thoughtful, and she comes off as someone who doesn't have anything to do, but she does probably the most of anyone I've ever seen in the faculty. I really don't, I want her to teach me how to do it.
Lisa is a wealth of knowledge. She has experience, and she brings that into courses, and she's someone who's a little bit more quiet and puts a lot of thought into anything that she says. So when she speaks, I listen, because what she says has value and comes from a place of knowledge, and it's not, anything she says is typically backed up by her experience and by research and by things that she knows for sure. So I enjoy working with Lisa.
Ruth is a very loving girl. She's very kind and compassionate, and she likes to listen, and she will listen to everything you say and take it in. And I think it's a really great quality in a teacher to be able to listen to your students and not just, speak at them.
Laura's very funny. She seems intimidating at first, but then she's very funny, very loud, very funny. And I think whoever gets into her English/drama class will have a raucously enjoyable time.
And for all of us in the documentary, I'd say resilience would be something that all of us have, because we've stuck it out and we've made this commitment to be part of this in addition to everything else that's going on. And for a lot of us, in addition to other extracurricular stuff that we're doing as well. And so taking this time to factor this time into our day, to reflect and to think and to kind of give something back to the body of teaching.
And I don't think you can do that with everyone. And I feel like the people that have volunteered themselves to be part of this documentary all have that quality, that innate quality where they want to talk and they want to share. I think we all have our heart in the right place for the most part.
All you future hirers out there, you have good people to choose from.
Will their good feelings about each other prove true in the harsh world outside?